a special guest. We're going to have a great conversation about health and wellness. Everybody's talking about Black people dying from viruses and everything else, but nobody actually talks about solutions. Nobody actually talks about ways that we can get better. Everybody just wants to talk about how sad it is that we're all dying. And I don't do that victimization thing. We come up with solutions. We are empowered people. We are capable people. So I want you to be empowered. So without further ado, let me introduce my special guest today to talk about how we can overcome viruses and how we can actually fight back. I brought in my brother, Nathaniel Jordan, right? Is that your last name, brother?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
AKA the Minister of Wellness. And Nathaniel, first of all, I want to welcome you, brother. How you doing today, man?
Hey, I'm doing good, brother. It's been a long time, so it's glad to be back on the show with you.
Well, I'm glad you're here, man. I'm very glad you're here, brother. And everybody in there, put your hashtag B1 in the chat. I'm gonna tell you, we are empowered Black people. We are B1 Black First. We are wealth builders. We educate our own children. We create our own jobs. We support Black businesses. So I don't know how you feel about the Democrats versus the Republicans, but the way I see it, empowered Black people, we win every election because we don't need anybody's permission in order for us to be empowered. The Black agenda is something we are going to pursue without asking anybody what they think about it. So all right, brother, man. So put your hashtag B1 in the chat, please, and please hit the thumbs up button and give my brother a digital welcome. And thank you for coming in to hang out with us today. All right, so let's start from the beginning, man. You and I, Nathaniel, we were talking about the whole conversation about the Rona. You know, I don't even want to say the name too many times because when you start talking about solutions or alternative solutions, people start thinking, you know, they start flagging your videos for conspiracy theories and all that, right? So I just call it the virus, right? Yeah. And so you have an opinion about some of these viruses and why Black people are dying more than everybody else, right? So we hear the politicians talk about it. They're talking about it in the media, and people are afraid of that, but we haven't heard a lot of solutions. So tell me what you see when you hear, like if I say to you, well, you know, our people are dying more than everybody else. What goes through your mind as a health expert?
Right. What goes through my mind, brother, is the health condition of people when they get a virus. What is your health condition? What is the strength of your immune system? And so the mainstream media, they have mastered inciting fear. And so they'll readily tell us that, okay, Black people die disproportionately, but then they also mention, well, they have obesity rates, high blood pressure, diabetes. So as the Minister of Wellness, here's my question. If you know that most people dying from this virus have these underlying conditions, why don't we simply teach people how not to have the conditions that make the virus deadly? To me, brother, it's just as simple as 1 + 1 = 2. But when you're dealing with a nation that thrives from profiting from people being sick and from their suffering, all of a sudden something so simple, get healthy. If you don't want to, if you're scared of the Rona, just get your butt healthy, strengthen your immune system, eat right, exercise, and you don't have to worry about it. But they don't want that. They want fear because they have an agenda behind the fear campaign. And so, again, I love how you started off that it doesn't matter who's in office. We have to take control over our communities. And it's the same with our health. It doesn't matter who's in office. This nation is controlled by Big Pharma. So if we don't take control over your health, then you're going to end up being a lab rat for whatever concoctions that they come up with for all of these different diseases. We're too sick of the people. That's what I'm saying.
Well, let me ask you this, man. So you mentioned Big Pharma. Tell us a little bit about Big Pharma and why there are people that profit from Black fear and Black sickness and just us staying unhealthy.
Yeah, the pharmaceutical industry, they make drugs that treat disease. If there's no disease to treat, they don't make money. So they have an invested interest in perpetuating disease, not truly eradicating disease. Because if they eradicated disease, then they wouldn't make any money. So their business model is that they want everyone taking drugs because that's more money for them. If I'm making drugs for you to have indigestion, so you have indigestion because you won't eat fiber and you're eating a bunch of meat, And so now you have indigestion. I create a pill to help your indigestion. Why would I want the minister of wellness coming along and saying, no, brother, sister, you need to stop eating yourself to death and you won't have indigestion at all? Why would I want that if I have a drug to sell you for your indigestion? So it's an invested interest in keeping people sick. And then, of course, here's what's more insidious. There are drugs called side effects. So I give you a drug and then the drug causes side effects. And guess what? I have drugs for your side effects. So that's how they become a $2.1 trillion industry. And let me tell you this, their biggest money maker, of course, is vaccines, because with the vaccines, there's no liability. So they can stick you. They'll smile in your face and stick your child. But if something happens to your child, you go in there and you tell them, yeah, well, my child was fine until they got this shot. They'll look at you like you're crazy and you have no recourse of action. So that's the power. That's the power of Big Pharma. And that's the whole reason why they have people running around in fear over a virus that literally is in the same family as the common cold.
Really? Now tell us more about that. I didn't know that. I mean,
yeah, it's a respiratory illness. It's a respiratory. That's all it is, brother. It's a respiratory illness. So this virus, the coronavirus, here's what a virus is. A virus is an outside agent that comes in and it sabotages your cells, and it duplicates itself, and that's what causes disease. So the Rona, it comes in your respiratory system, which is headed by the lungs, and it'll duplicate itself inside of your lungs, and then that's what causes the shortness of breath and all of these other issues that come with a respiratory illness. That's what it is. A virus is very similar to cancer. Cancer is an inside job. Abnormal cells develop, multiply, take over your body, kill you. The virus comes from the outside, comes in you, takes over the cells, multiplies, and kills you. Both of those processes are controlled by the immune system. When your immune system is strong, when a virus comes in, the immune system will locate it as being foreign and will kill it. It'll suppress it, your immune system. Same thing with cancer. A tumor can't form when your immune system recognizes the abnormal versus normal. What is happening is that we have severely weakened our immune system, so it loses that ability. The virus can come in and take over and destroy you because your immune system doesn't have any power to fight it. And that shouldn't be. And with the Rona, what's so sad is that we have different levels of viruses. And so the Rona is like a step above the cold when it comes to a respiratory illness. Brother, we have viruses out there that are far deadlier than this. So my fear is that if your immune system is so weak that you can't handle a disease that can only kill you if you're sick, what are you going to do when a virus comes that can take out people that are healthier? Which means that if you're not operating at a high level of immune strength, God have mercy on us all.
Wow. Everybody, I'm speaking with Nathaniel Jordan, a.k.a. the Minister of Wellness, and we're talking about why our people are the ones who are dying from different viruses faster than everybody else. Do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button. If you haven't done it yet, please hit the thumbs up button. Please share this video. Other people need to hear it. And also, there's a text number down there. You can text the word voice to 31996. I'll try to send you all alerts whenever we go live and things like that. And so, brother, so let's talk about this, right? So every time there's a conversation, an unsanctioned conversation about what's going on with the virus, and politics was right there in the middle of it. For some reason, it became very political. There are people that will come along. What would you say to somebody who comes along and says, you know, what you're doing, what you're saying is very dangerous? You know, my cousin's uncle died from the virus, or I have a loved one who died from the virus. Right? Some people have that, right? We want to be sensitive to that. How do you respond when people say what you're saying is nonsense? You know, you're comparing it to a cold. That's just not true. That's wrong, because I know people that have died from it. How do you deal with that?
Yeah, what I tell people is, again, look at what let's go with the mainstream, since everybody's brainwashed to believe what they hear on TV is factual. They tell you that most people dying from Rona, they have high blood pressure, diabetes, obesity, or some underlying condition. There's not a single person who is eating and living healthfully according to what I teach, and that is eating a nutrient-dense, plant-rich eating style, thin, healthy body weight. That is impossible for your immune system to be strong, and a virus, a respiratory illness, has the strength to kill you. These are sick people that are having these conditions, and we know black folk, we the fattest and sickest of all. And so, no, I'm just repeating what the CDC is saying. I'm not going against. All I'm saying is that we have people who are sick getting this virus and it's killing them. Let us address the underlying conditions that makes the immune system so weak that a virus can take them out. That's all I'm saying. So I'm pretty much repeating what they have admitted, such as in the southern states in the United States, the government, not me, the government has stated that 40% of all coronavirus deaths coming from diabetes. Ain't that something? 40% come from those who are diagnosed as type. That's them saying that. So here's what I'm saying, brother. Reverse the diabetes. Reverse the diabetes. Oh, well, have you helped anybody? Oh, yeah, absolutely, I have. Absolutely. I met you through Rock Newman, who I helped reverse diabetes. So that's my message is, and then in New York City, the government stated that most of the deaths from coronavirus in New York City was linked to obesity. You shouldn't be obese. I lost 100 pounds. You can do the same thing. So my message is that they're giving half truths, partial truths. And I'm going to give you the whole truth because I don't have an invested interest in you taking my pills and my vaccines. I have an invested interest in you being healthy.
Well, let's talk more about that. Okay, so I pulled up some stats, man, and I want to run these by you. This is from the Centers, the CDC, Centers for Disease Control, and it's statistics on African American health and what's going on with Black people in America. When it comes to obesity, 37% of all men over the age of 20 are obese. When it comes to Black women, the percentage over the age of 20 with obesity is 56.1%. So 56% of Black women are obese over the age of 20, 37% of the men. Hypertension, percentage of men aged 20 and over with hypertension measured with high blood pressure and or taking anti-hypertensive medication, 40.5%. Percentage of women over age 20 with hypertension, 44%. So what goes through your mind, brother? Why did you react that way?
Because, brother, that's a doggone abomination. That's sad. That's sad, brother. Wow. That's low. Their statistics are too low. The government standards are too low. If you go by my standards, it's much higher. And then if you go up in age, actually, with Black women, the numbers the government give is 84% overweight, obese. So that's why, and we wonder why a glorified code have us running around like chickens with our head cut off. That's why. And these are the people that are dying from the Rona, and the government is giving no solution. The CDC, okay, you're giving these doomsday statistics. You're telling us how sick we are. What are you doing to eradicate it? And the answer is nothing. All you're going to find on the CDC, they're going to lie to you and tell you that if you eat baked fish and some starch and some vegetables, that's a healthy diet. That's a doggone lie. Then they're going to tell you to make sure you get your vaccines every year. And that's the health advice that they offer for those type of horrific statistics. And remember, brother boys, you name Black folk 20 and older. Brother, why are 20-year-olds on high blood pressure drugs? Come on, man. The blood pressure drugs have side effects, including breast cancer. And I mean, so why is a 20-year-old being prescribed drugs for a disease that can be reversed in a matter of a few weeks?
Well, it's funny. I'm looking at Damian Brumfield's comment about crucifying anybody who mentions losing weight.
Yeah.
And I learned up close how sensitive people are to that. I don't really care. I mean, I'm gonna say what I gotta say, but I remember talking about just this idea that Lizzo, being this obese woman who's run around like a stripper and really embarrassing black women everywhere.
Yeah,
that's just kind of a travesty, and it's unbelievable that we are fooled into thinking that that's body positivity. And I remember I said if you are overweight, like I used to be, you and I both, we both used to be overweight. You will hope and pray that you have somebody that loves you enough to tell you about yourself, to encourage you to do better.
Yeah.
Somebody who just says, "Oh, you big, but you perfect the way you are." That's not your friend. That person is writing your death certificate. Can you kind of speak to that in terms of the reactions you've seen, where we will defend unhealthy behavior and then we will simultaneously later on whine at the top of our lungs about the effects of the choices that we have made. We don't see that understand the connection between choices and consequences.
Yeah.
Can you speak to that?
Yeah, it's the standard American diet is the greatest weapon of mass destruction black people face. My wife, she's one of the very rare black women that's within her BMI. So she actually gets she actually will sometimes have to give her weight as being a higher weight because it's appalling to a lot of black women when she tells them her actual height and weight, because she's very fit within her BMI. But the diet that we're addicted to, there is no more. If you want to talk about, if you want to use these buzzwords that we love to throw out, white supremacy, racism, it is no more of a racist, wicked industry against black folk than the food industry and the medical industry. But the food addiction makes us accept that type of genocide. There is no other industry, brother, that could intentionally promote things that cause the death of hundreds of black people every single day, and we would accept that. There's no way. If the police was coming out here killing 300 per day, brother, every city would be burned to ashes right now. Well, guess what? That's the number of black people that die from heart disease. That's just one disease. You can go into any black community and you can knock on every door and you will hardly find any of those families that could say, okay, we had somebody that died at the hands of the police. Not taken away from that, but ask them, how many in your family have died from diabetes? How many of your family have died from high blood pressure? How many of your family is suffering from mental illness? It'll be every single family. Then I'll ask, brother Boyce, I'll say, okay, well, I'm the minister of wellness. I'm going to protest this liquor store. Come on, brothers and sisters. Let's go protest this racist liquor store and this chop suey and this McDoodles in our community killing our people. Come on, brothers and sisters. Who's with me?
Nope. No. The only way you get black people to protest with you, the only way you'll get folks to protest with you is if white people start talking about it on TV.
Yeah.
If white people on CNN decide that it's in their agenda to discuss that issue, then a lot of our folks will run right along with the issue. We really take our cues from our oppressor.
Yeah.
Because people weren't even talking about police shootings until they started talking about police shootings.
Yeah.
Everything's about police shootings. There's nothing else. There's no other death in the black community except police shootings, right?
Yeah, there you go.
So you try to talk about anything else, you get shut down. So what would you say, for those of us who are really part of what is almost like a spinoff, where you almost got at least a couple types of black culture, and it's always been this way, I guess, that because I'll tell you. Well, let me just tell you a confession, man. I get frustrated sometimes, right? I get kind of sad, when I see my people that I want to connect to and want to represent, who are just doing things that don't make any sense to me. And the hard part is that some of the biggest buffoons in our community are being given power by the oppressor. They're being given big media platforms, millions of dollars, everything else. So it becomes like shooting a BB gun at at a tank, in a way.
Yeah.
And I said, gosh, if I feel this irritated, I can imagine what Malcolm X must have felt like, trying to speak truth. Because, I don't even think that the things that you and I talk about are as firm and clear and radical as a Malcolm or just whoever, our strongest leaders or Marcus Garvey, right? Yeah. Like we have to defer to them. And I can imagine trying to do this in the 1960s, and so my point is to say that it's almost like there's a spinoff, like almost like you just have folks that are just ready to kind of try to do better, that really want to solve the problem. Yeah. And then you have people that just want to swim in a bowl of slavery. Yeah. And so for those who want to do better, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
How can they do better? What are some of the most common mistakes you see in terms of things that people do on a daily basis that's making us most vulnerable to these viruses? What sort of solutions do you recommend?
Yeah, well, food addiction is powerful, brother. There's 12 components of food addiction. So if anybody's watching and you're ready to get off what I call the death train, you don't want to be scared of a glorified cold anymore. You don't want to be depending on some flimsy mask to save you from a virus. You want to be assured that you don't have to have a heart attack, stroke, or cancer, but you're really struggling with the eating. Well, that's where I come in. I have 1,000 free videos on my YouTube channel, The Minister of Wellness. So go to YouTube, search for The Minister of Wellness, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I have playlists, The Power of the G-Bombs, The 12 Components of Food Addiction, The Fundamentals of Eating to Live. I have a playlist giving you education on vaccines, keynote lectures. So join my community. Join my community. I am a health news channel. That's what I'm operating. Just like you're a finance for Black folk, where I am a health news channel where I'm giving the latest updates and giving people the motivation. I just had a sister tell me she reversed gestational diabetes. I just had another sister tell me she reversed hypothyroidism, gallbladder disease. I have a sister that I helped reverse breast cancer. I have a brother that I helped go from 400 pounds to 200 pounds. I have several people that have lost over 100 pounds, including children. So join my communities. I'm on Facebook. I can be healthy. I will be healthy. I must be healthy. Join the community. And the more you study and learn from me, my passion will rub off on you and you'll never view food the same. You won't call Burger King. You'll call it Burger Kill You. When you start listening to my videos, you won't call McDonald's. You'll call it McDoodles. You'll call KFC KF Death Shack, and you'll call IHOP the International House of Pulmonary Heart Disease.
That's funny. That's funny. I like that. That's great, man. Well, you know what? I want everybody to go follow the Minister of Wellness on YouTube or anywhere else. Just Google him. His name Nathaniel Jordan, aka the Minister of Wellness. And I want to say thank you, man. Thank you for believing in our people and elevating our thinking and giving us solutions. I appreciate that, brother.
Yes, absolutely. And I do want to let people know that my holistic practitioner, she will be available to take consultations. I'm not available for the rest of this year. I'm trying to take a break. I believe, in your hometown of Chicago right now. I'll be speaking Sunday. This is my last event for 2020, the Southside Culture Center. So I'll be there. So Chicago Couture Fashion Week. If anybody want to look that up on the Facebook. And then I'll be speaking this Sunday, 12 p.m., 6 p.m. So that's where I'm at now. I'm in Chicago for that event. And also I give people recipes. So that's another way. I give people free recipes Monday through Friday, including Friday desserts. And you can register to be on my email list by going to theministerofwellness.com, and a pop-up box will appear. Enter your email and you'll start getting recipes. We also offer free health assessments, and people can call 888-847-8026 to get a free health assessment. So I have a lot of things. I'm a full-blown health ministry, giving people everything that they need. Then I do have, now I have my own line of herbal extracts, including Irish sea moss and immune support herbal extract. That's all on my online store. So I'm fully equipped to give those who want the truth the information and resources they need to protect themselves and their loved ones.
Well, what's that phone number again? 888-847?
888-847-8026. Call in now, get a free health assessment. 888-847-8026. We're open 7 days a week.
All right, there's the phone number, everybody. So 888-847-8026. 888. I'm gonna leave it up there for a second, and then also
the ministerofwellness.com. There you go.
There you go. Yeah. So everybody, feel free to go take a look, and I want to say thank you again to my brother. Please give him a digital round of applause and a digital thank you for taking the time to come in and talk to us. I appreciate that very much. And so you guys have a great day. And if you want to follow us on Instagram, just go to The Real Boyce Watkins, and we have conversations there all day long. I'm looking for strong Black people. I'm not, I can't necessarily wait for the weakest links. I want the people that want to move forward. I want the talented 10th, wherever you are, talented 10th, not in terms of education or wealth and all that. I'm talking about in terms of desire. If you want to do better and you want to improve, then there's a place for you. If you don't, then there's a place for you too, and it's over there. So it's over there. So take care, everybody. Have a good day, and thanks a lot, brother. So good to talk.
Okay, my brother. Yes, sir.
All right, have a good day.
All right.